Welcome to Stock Insights, your one-stop shop for stock and crypto analysis and discovery. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Tectonic, which is the cross-chain money market on the Cronos chain. Okay, this is for crypto.com, the Cronos chain that's been launched over there. And this is, again, a money market that's due to launch on the Cronos chain. So when they say money market, you got to think of like a compound on Ethereum or an Aave on Polygon. That's what they're trying to bring onto the Cronos chain. And we're here at their Twitter account at Tectonic just to look at it. They are in alpha testing right now. They have been for the last 2 days, and they're due to launch sometime in January. So let's first go over their airdrop. This happened here soon. Okay, a lot of people went over the airdrop. We're going to go over this quickly, but I really do want to go over the actual company of Tectonic because I do find it to be interesting, and I don't think a lot of people are focusing on the actual protocol itself. Okay, so first, how to get Tectonic. There's two ways. One is through liquidity mining, which won't happen until they get closer to mainnet. Okay, so follow Tectonic here on Twitter at Tectonic. The other way is the airdrop that's going to be happening in January. Okay, so they have these two ways. One thing I do want to bring up, this is very interesting, that this airdrop to the VVS community is part of their intention to build goodwill with the most prominent protocol on Cronos and recognize the conviction and belief that this community has demonstrated towards Cronos so far. So this is very interesting. They chose VVS Finance because they've seen it as being the most prominent protocol on Cronos. So, there is going to be one winner as far as DEXs go for Cronos. They have the ChronoSwap, they have ChronoSwap, which is very close in name. Then they have VVS Finance. They have some other swaps, but VVS so far is looking to be the most prominent and may win out the war when it comes to all the DEXs. Okay, so that's something to just keep your eye on. So this is going into some of the details of the airdrop. There's going to be 500 billion of the TONIC token that's going to be airdropped to Cronos addresses that hold VVS. Okay, and I want to stress this is Cronos addresses. You can buy VVS on crypto.com app, but if you do that, you won't be on a Cronos. It won't be a Cronos address. It will be a crypto.com address. So I do want to specify that there's going to be a snapshot day. So that's the date where they actually see who's going to be eligible to participate in this airdrop. That snapshot is going to be sometime January 18th. They have a block number, which if you go to Explorer, you look that up, but they don't have that put out yet. So once they get closer to the date when they're going to take the snapshot, you will be able to see the exact block number that snapshot is going to be taken. Okay, and once it happens, all eligible users will be able to redeem their TONIC on February 14th in 2022. You just got to visit the TONIC website, follow Tectonic so you can get all the updates so you know when that happens. Okay, so let's just go over the eligibility. Okay, so first, the minimum VVS quantity held on a Cronos public address of 200,000 VVS. First, 200,000 VVS is not a lot of money, especially with the dip, but this part here, a Cronos public address, if you followed my last video for Cronos, then you will know how to add Cronos to MetaMask like we did here. So I don't have any VVS here, so this is only one of the criteria that you can get it. Okay, so let's go over the next one. The next is you have a minimum stake in the glitter mines of 200,000 VVS. Okay, so again, you only need 200,000, but you got to have them staked in this glitter mine here. Okay, so you see I don't have any staked in the glitter mine, so I didn't take a part of that as well. I did this last point here, so you can have a minimum held or staked in the VVS crystal farms of 2,816 VVS to Crow liquidity pair tokens. You could also do the VVS to USDC or the VVS to USDT liquidity pair, but I did the Crow to VVS liquidity pair. As you see here, I have 7,636 Crow VVS liquidity pair tokens, and you need a minimum of 2,816. Okay, so we are looking to get into this airdrop here. You see we are in this farm here, the Crow VBS. We got it staked, the liquidity pair tokens. We've earned a little bit of yield so far. We're going to be holding it through January to at least a snapshot. And my belief is that the more this gets out, the more people are going to be either staking or, interacting with the glitter mines to try to get this airdrop. And the more that happens, with me having this liquidity pair here, I get a portion of the fees when individuals stake liquidity pairs in this farm. All right, and then they have this special note here: the amount and the eligible crystal farms and glitter mines here are illustrative and may be subject to change. So, just keep your eye out if they do change anything up, if they up or lower this amount that you gotta have staked or in the glitter mines to actually qualify for this airdrop. All right, so let's actually go into Tectonic to look what it is, okay? So they actually have a Tectonic.finance, so you can look this up yourself, okay? So Tectonic, shift in lending and borrowing. Tectonic is a cross-chain money market for earning passive yield and accessing instant-backed loans. You can enter the app, which I'll show you that here, and I'll show you a little bit with the white paper, but you do have to do your own due diligence. I'm not going to go over every aspect of the white paper. You do have to go, I strongly encourage you to go and look through the white paper, okay? Just so you can understand what they're trying to do and see what the reward and symptoms are, see if it fits your needs or not. So first here, savings, generate passive yield on your assets. So crypto assets deposited to Tectonic earn attractive APYs based on a dynamic rate according to market demands. Earnings are available immediately with no lockup. They have instant loans, so if you have collateral, you can get an instant loan to unlock liquidity from idle crypto assets in Tectonic. So if you have something in your wallet that you're not using, if Tectonic accepts that crypto, you can provide that asset by supplying it and then borrow against that asset and use that borrowed asset for what you want to do. So let's just go over these frequently asked questions. What is Tectonic? Tectonic is a decentralized, non-custodial, algorithmic money market protocol. Users can deposit assets to earn passive income or borrow funds to unlock liquidity in their assets. How does Tectonic work? Funds deposited by users are provided as liquidity to borrowers who may borrow at variable interest rates. Tectonic's smart contracts adjust these rates based on each market's utilization rates. TONIC is Tectonic's protocol token with two key use cases: governance and staking into the community insurance pool to secure the protocol and earn more rewards. So just taking a look at the white paper here, one thing I do want to mention when this is going over what is Tectonic, they do reference Compound, which, like I said, is on the Ethereum blockchain. So they are using that architecture of Compound as a reference for the Tectonic ecosystem. Just to take a look at the token allocation, as we see this little sliver here, this 0.01%, that's the airdrop. So the airdrop represents a very, very small slither of the total token allocation. So we see 50.9% is the community incentives. The team gets a chunk here of 23%. 13% goes to the ecosystem reserve, and another 13% goes to the network security and maintenance. As we see here, over time, the community incentives will grow and the other incentives will remain flat with the airdrop, just being over with. But, they have over 500 trillion tokens that will be released over time. Something I quickly want to go over, and again, you got to look over this stuff yourself, but about this T tokens, okay? So when you supply liquidity into this protocol, what they give you back is what a T token of whatever token that you provide. So for instance, if I provide the crypto.com token, then they're going to give me a T crypto.com token. And what that does is it gives you a token that will continuously increase to reflect interest earned by the lender. So the T token is the token that you deposited plus the interest earned. So that T token will continually rise over time. And down here you just see what the initial supported tokens are going to be. We have USDC, Tether, DAI, Ethereum, Wrap Bitcoin, VVS, the Crow token, and their native TONIC token. So if you never interacted with a protocol like this before, it's not all upside, okay? And the downside, the biggest downside, is in the form of liquidations. So first, what are liquidations? Liquidations occur when the value of an account's collateral decreases in value or the borrowed loan increases in value against the collateral. So let me just give you an example. Let's say that you're borrowing 100 Crow, okay? And let's say that it has an arbitrary value of $100, okay? Let's say you want to borrow against that up to 75%. So let's say that's 75 Crow or $75, okay? So you supply $100 worth of Crow, you borrow $75 worth of Crow. Let's say that the value of Crow drops and decreases where the value that you supply drops below or close to the $75, where in that instance, an instant liquidation event would occur because the value of what you supply would be getting close to or equal to the value of the amount borrowed. So that's basically what liquidations are in very, very layman's terms. So this just goes over how do you know if you're getting close to being liquidated. So I guess they did build what they call a lava bar into Tectonic. So the further this bar goes up, the closer you are to getting liquidated. So in this example, this person is only at 8.44%, so they're not very close to being liquidated. In this better example here, you can see, the details. So if you go into Tectonic, you look into your loan to value details, you'll see the amount of collateral that you provided, that you supplied, the amount that you borrowed. So in this instance, this person borrowed $5,000 against $59,000, which is 8.44%. So this 8.44% is the loan to value of the supplied amount. So they're only using 8.44% of the supply collateral. They have up to about $49,000 worth of the loan to use. So they're not using the full loan amount, which is smart because the more a loan that you use, the easier it is to get liquidated. So in this instance, the collateral or the supplied amount would have to drop by 88.88% for a liquidation event to occur. So it'd be very, very hard for this particular instance for them to get liquidated, but it isn't off the table. And if you know crypto and how fast it moves, it is something that you do have to keep in mind. So I want to show this example just so you can see how the details will look like to show, what you're actually borrowing, and then showing what would be that pain region where if you did drop that you would be liquidated. All right, so this is just actually me logged into the protocol here. So you see there is some supply liquidity and some people already borrowing, but this is just the alpha testers, okay? So I'm not going to be interacting with this as far as I got my wallet, tied here so we can actually look at this, but I'm not going to be actually supplying anything or anything like that. So we see here, I clicked on a crypto.com coin just so we can take a closer look. If I wanted to, I have a balance of 32 crypto.com, and I guess, if I wanted to try to do this to test it out, there would be no incentive for me to do that, so I'm not going to be doing it. But, this is what you would do if you want to supply liquidity for this protocol. Then on the other end, once you supply liquidity, if you want to borrow against that, you would click the borrow here, and you would show how much that you wanted to borrow up to a certain percentage, which will be calculated within the protocol. Then if you want to repay that, you could also repay it, and you see that we have buttons here for you, and you go over some other details here that, if you were to borrow or supply, that what's going on. All right, and that's the video for you guys. So what do you guys think? Are you bullish on Tectonic? Are you going to be interacting with this protocol? At the very least, are you going to get that airdrop so you do get some tokens that you could, sell back to the market? I'm very interested in this protocol myself, so I do think when it does drop, I'm going to be very, very quick to supplying liquidity so I can start earning rewards off the protocol, as I do think that more and more people will start using this protocol once the word does get out. But whatever your thoughts are, leave them in the comments down below. Thank you guys for watching this video. Subscribe if you're new here, as I do talk about crypto, talk about stock, so any of those topics interest you, hit that sub button. Like this video if you like this video, and I'll catch you in the next one.